Hello internet! Welcome to food. No theory, just food. Don't know why I went for a Matt Pat reference there, but we're Matt Patting now. I can't pull off Matt Pat. Hey guys, Jack the Jam Man here again with another video. But this isn't a normal video, we're not in my room. And I'm not stationary, I can move around. I think this might be the first video I've ever done where I'm standing. I could be wrong about that, but I think it might be. Basically today, we're going to be cooking. But we're not just cooking anything. We're cooking a recipe I got off of TikTok. Which means it could be amazing, or it could be terrible. It's probably the second one. Sometimes you get really interesting stuff on there. Like that Jordan, what's his face? He knows food. That guy knows food. He does great stuff. This is possibly horrendous. I should probably start by actually getting the recipe up on my phone. That would be a smart thing to do. I'll probably link the TikTok in the description or something, just so if you really want to try this yourself. Wouldn't recommend it, but if you want to, try it. I'm saying I wouldn't recommend it. Maybe by the end of this I'll recommend it. We'll find out. We'll see when I actually eat it. Yeah, I'm going to eat it here as well. We're doing everything. This is a very unique thing. This is the JAAM Kitchen. Obviously, not my usual style of video, but if you enjoy this, leave a like. Maybe I'll cook in the future again, who knows? I will probably have to cook because eating's essential to survival, but maybe I'll do it on video again. That's what I meant to say. Alright, so according to this, I need 600 grams of potato, 2 tablespoons of butter, 5 tablespoons of flour, 60 grams of mozzarella. I don't have mozzarella, so I'm just going to use cheddar. But it's like really melty cheddar. It'll be fine. I use it for cooking all the time. And 5 milliliters of olive oil. I need to peel and boil the potatoes until they're soft and then mash them. That's how we're going to start this. So I've got my scales. We're going to weigh out just slightly above 600 grams because they're going to lose some mass when we peel them because the peel has weight. So I've got a bag of potatoes. I'm going to go ahead and weigh some of these. This is definitely set to grams. The combined mass of these potatoes is around 630. That should be within the window for once I've peeled them. I'd also just like to state, one thing I did off camera, which you should always do while cooking, was wash my hands. Always make sure you wash your hands when cooking, especially if you're cooking for someone else. Doesn't matter if you give yourself food poisoning, but your friends aren't going to appreciate it. Now let's get peeling. Never thought, in all my years of doing YouTube, which isn't very many, that I'd end up peeling potatoes on video, but here I am doing it. And of course, logically, the next step is to take these peeled potatoes and boil them. So that's what we're going to do. I have a pot. These are very old, but it doesn't matter. They still work, you know. Get potatoes, stick them all in the pot. This is not rocket science. We're going to fill the pot with water. That should be enough water. So, now we're just going to add a little bit of oil. And of course, some salt, because, I mean, you don't have to put salt in when you're boiling potatoes, but you might as well. I don't know, just do it. And now, of course, we need the oven on. And we are going to set the hob on. There we go. Hob's on. Hob's cooking. Obviously, very important that you don't leave it unattended because chances are nothing bad's going to happen. But if you leave something cooking unattended on the stove, you're just asking for something bad to happen. Basically, you just want to bring the water to a boil and then cook the potatoes for around 15 to 30 minutes once it's boiling to get them softened. Obviously larger potatoes do it longer. These are fairly small, so they should be fine going for around 15, maybe 20 at tops. I'm probably just going to cut ahead till these are done cooking. So, yeah, cool. Alright, Potatoes, softened. Now we're going to transfer them to a bowl. I've already drained the water out of the pot. Simple as. Next up, we need to mash the potatoes. But I'm going to start by cutting them up a little bit, just to make the mashing easier, because why not make things easier on yourself, you know? Oh yeah, that is cutting like a knife through hot potato, which it is. Alright, so now that the potatoes have been cut up a bit, I'm going to chuck the knife aside and grab a potato masher. Does this actually have like another name, or is it literally just called a potato masher? I'm not sure. Okay, yeah, I thought this was going to be easy. They're not mashing easily. Why are they not mashing easily? I'm going to take the knife back in and I'm going to cut them up more. Probably should have used a chopping board. Cutting something in a bowl is not the easiest thing to do. This is probably a good point in the video to call out how bad I am at cooking. I try to do the bare minimal when it comes to cooking. I'm quite frankly atrocious, which is why this is going to be very interesting. Right, now these are cut up a lot finer, so hopefully they will mash a little easier this time. Right, potatoes are mashed. Now comes the difficult part, because we need to take those mashed potatoes and mix them with flour and butter to try and make a dough. I don't know how well this is going to work at all, but we're going to try and do it anyway. Right, so I've added 2 tablespoons of melted butter, and now we're adding 5 tablespoons of flour. We're going to trust the recipe. And that's 5. And now I'm just going to try and mix potato with flour and butter.
1 hour later.
After a very long process of mixing, I have something resembling a dough. And I really want to exaggerate that word resembling. This is not a dough. It resembles a dough. So basically, we're going to take half of this, put it on a sheet of cling film, and make it into a rectangle, then put cheese in the middle, fold it around the cheese using the cling film. This is mental. Alright, so I've got something of a rectangle made out of the dough, which was not easy, because for some reason it wants to stick to the spoon more than the cling film. Anyway, we're going to put some cheese on this and then try and wrap it. So I'm using lots of cheese because cheese is good. So I'm just going to put a nice big dollop of grated cheese in the middle. And yes, I grated it ahead of time. So now that we've got cheese on there, we're going to try and tightly wrap it here. So we just fold the cling film over. And they put a lot of emphasis in the video about how important it is to get this really tightly wrapped. This really looks like some sort of parcel of illegal substances. It's not. It's potato. I swear. The only white powder in that is flour. Alright, here we go. Round 2. Electric Boogaloo. I don't think I actually split it perfectly in half. I think this one might be slightly bigger. I think I took less than half the first time. Oops. Yeah, this is definitely quite a bit more than half. The first one was more of a practice, so I wanted to make sure that the second one would be bigger, because that way, hopefully the better one's bigger. Right, so now we're just going to go ahead and put some more cheese in the middle of this one, more than the last one, because there's more potato in this one as well. And as Eminem says before every concert, it's once again rapping time. I'm sure he says that. I'm sure all professional rappers say that. I feel like it's safe to say I definitely took way less than half on the first one. These are not the same size at all. But at the moment they are looking quite a bit better than I expected. So, now comes the fun part. It's always the fun part, because now we get to use the air fryer. Now I do quite understandably have concerns about these dough blobs sinking through this rack in the air fryer. So I'm putting some baking paper on it, just in case. So we're going to unwrap these from their cling film, put them in the air fryer, and get set up. Turns out, something that really shouldn't surprise me, these are not going to fit side by side in my air fryer. because I believe they expand a bit. So I'm going to have to get the other level. Now I'm going to put the little one in the bottom. And if you have any understanding of physics, you can probably assume why. Even though an air fryer is designed to circulate hot air, the hottest air is always going to be at the top because heat rises. So the bigger one, which requires more heat to cook, should go at the top. I think. I could be wrong. Also, something that probably isn't necessary, but I've decided to do. I've left a little bit cheese. I'm going to sprinkle some on top. So, got nice crispy cheese on top of them as well. I've got to admit, now that these are in the air fryer and all ready to get cooked, it looks extremely unappetizing. Alright, now this bit seems wildly wrong, but apparently all I need to do is put these on at 240 degrees. Okay, well mine maxes out at 230, so I don't know what to do about that. And then put them on for 7 to 8 minutes. I'm going to go with 8 just to be sure, because this doesn't do 240. This maxes at 230. And here we go. And while the air fryer's doing its thing, I'm going to use this time to do the dishes, because there's a lot of them.
A few moments later.
About 2 minutes into cooking time, and I'm recording this on my phone because my camera battery's charging. 2 minutes is all it took to mess up. I guess it's really not safe to put baking paper in the top of an air fryer. It caught on fire almost immediately. Lesson learned, I guess. Alright, so now we are in the living room with the finished product. Look at that. They don't look very appetizing, but they do smell really nice actually. So I'm going to cut into one of these and try a bit. I'm going to take a bit from the small one first, then the big one. I'm going to make sure to get a bit from the middle actually, so it's got the cheese and the potato. You know what? That's not terrible. There's definitely potential there if you're good at cooking, which I'm not. It's definitely edible. The taste of the flour is way too strong in that. I'm assuming that means I've not mixed it thoroughly enough, or maybe I've not added enough butter. It does taste very floury. Maybe I've not cooked it enough. It should be cooked enough. The air fryer was on fire. The fire should cook it. I'm going to try the big one now. Oh, it's got really nice crunch cutting into it. I will say the big one turned out better, and it was on the top of the air fryer, so I think it got cooked more. So I don't think it was that it wasn't mixed through enough. I think it's just the bottom one's undercooked. So I'm eating raw flour, or raw dough, I guess. Bottom one's edible. Top one actually really nice. I would recommend this recipe. However, I would not recommend making these versions that I've done. Do not follow this as a tutorial. Go watch the original video. Try that one. These are really nice, but they're not correct. That is my cooking video / review of whatever these are. I didn't even get a name for them from the video, honestly. They're quite literally baked potatoes. They're potatoes that I've baked with flour in them. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed me risking my kitchen and potentially my whole house. Thanks for watching. Leave a like. Let me know in the comments if you want more of this. I could cook more stuff. This is by far the worst thing I've made. I can cook half decent. But yeah, that's it for this video. Leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.